Right, so right now I'm just removing the actual headliner. As you can see, I've actually just undone all the clips out of the sides and everything's apart. Lights are out, etc. So I'm about to pull it out now. And as you can see, there's some lines in it. There's some kind of marks in the front, some screw holes where it had a console in it at some point. You can see the shape of it that's there. So what I'm doing today is actually trimming it in black suede. So I've got a nice backed suede. I'm just going to actually glue onto the existing roof lining and trim over it. So there's the roof lining out. Obviously I'm trimming the other side, but that's that. And just for a little look, there's the Car Builders Deadener, which is double layered, and that's been in there for years now. But I won't be changing anything. The roof's completely solid, so that's that. Alright, now that I've got it out, it gives you a little bit more of an idea of some of the marks that are in it. And as you can see, just some kind of dirty stains. These have been in here since I bought the car, but you know, there's not much I can do with that. What I'll do is I'll spray the contact adhesive onto this. I'll then move the roof lining off the foam. That'll give me a good outline anyway. Then I'll spray the foam, and then I'll be able to just flip it back over, and then flip that back over, and then start applying it. So it's all pretty flat. All those little edge pieces are actually behind panels, so that's easy. The only ridge is just here at the front, so that's the only bit that's going to be a tad tricky, but it should be pretty damn simple to trim. And now we have it trimmed. Obviously I haven't brushed it all the right way, I've just been flattening it all out, etc. So that's that, and now I'm going to flip it and then trim it around. So we'll keep going, and I've got to cut all the holes out obviously. Alright, and then we have one trimmed roof lining. So that was actually pretty easy. That's all done. I'm just going to go through now and poke all the holes through where the clips go and stuff. I've already kind of cut out all the ones up the front, and then we'll go ahead and put it back in the car. Right, just flipped it over, all trimmed. Obviously there's no point me brushing it, vacuuming or anything right now, because I'm about to put it back in, so my handprints will get all over it. But once I get it in there, obviously I'll get it all right. But it looks great. So nice and trimmed around all there. And again, once I actually brush it all the right way, you'll see that it contours pretty perfectly. So I got the headliner all in. Still needs a little bit of a brush here and there, but as you can see, that's all done. The only thing I don't like is the sun visors. Other than that, the lasers I've changed as well. As you can see, they're both dots now. Well, before one was dots and one was lines, and this one is on a pulse, so it goes in and out. As you can see, it just go in and out gradually there. So just try to change that a little bit. A pretty nice spread on the roof. Obviously, the majority of the light is still down there in the box. Just like that, and as you can see, it'll fade out a little. So I thought I'd give that a go. I might end up changing the other laser to the fading one as well, but I don't mind that one fades and one doesn't, because you've always got some little bit of movement there. I've also painted the two lights that are in the roof. So there's the one that's on right now and the front one, which I've painted them black. With a satin finish on them. So the other thing I'm not loving since I built it is these sides, just because they're really hard and I get a little bit of a rattle out of them, because again there's quite a lot of base here and it's shaking them. So what I'm actually going to do is, I have a decent piece of the roof lining left over there. I'm going to trim all four of these pieces, because there's two on each side, in that. So it's a black suede, it'll look the same, but it has a foam padding in it. And that little bit of foam padding should stop some rattles from these panels. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. As compared to this side, which this doesn't have the padding, and it just gives you some harsh lines on the wood and stuff. It looks a little bit more obvious that it's a wooden panel, whereas this flows a lot nicer. Obviously there's still a join in the middle there between those two panels, but it looks better, definitely looks better. And here we are, all re-trimmed, so now in a thicker padded suede. So just looks a little bit bulkier on the sides, in a good way. This is what I wanted. So just hugs in there just a little tighter, and it is nice having a slightly soft touch. So the paint I'm using is a vinyl and fabric paint. So I'm going to pull them out now, including the little mounts that they go on, and just paint the entire things. Obviously I'll mask up the mirror. This ugly warning thing, I'm just going to paint over it. It means nothing for starters to me, and so we're just going to paint over those. So the only thing that'll be the mirror on that side that I will mask up. So I got both visors and the mirror. I made some hooks, it's just literally chicken wire through the holes. I'm going to go hang them now, and I'm going to paint them. So obviously it'd be a bit hard painting them on a flat surface because you got to do both sides. So I'm going to go hang them up, give them a spray, and I've masked up the mirror, and you can just see it in there, the mirror on the passenger one. And these are 3 coats of the vinyl and fabric, and they look great. Really even coverage, and they legitimately look like they were to come out black. Obviously that's sticky tape. And I did the mirror as well, so I did the frame and everything. So as you can see, it's a real flat black, you'll see on there, and then on the fabric it looks just like any black fabric would, and it comes out really good. So and also did just the little bits as well. So this is the paint itself, the vinyl and fabric. This is just from super cheap Repco. It's normally about 10-12 bucks a can. It's great for painting any plastics or fabrics. So anyway, I'll probably just do a real light 4th coat, and we'll call that a day. The visors are installed, painted, as you can see. They blend really well. It takes a bit for the camera to even pick up the difference between them, and the suede. So they look great in there. And anyway, I guess I'll call that a video for now. Just some touch-ups in the Jackaroo, but honestly it's pretty much finished now that I got the roof lining done and the visors, and then I think I showed it already. And then also obviously I got the sides retrimmed now in a padded version of the suede. So yeah, this thing's honestly pretty much done. So it's time now to work on the next car.